He learnt early how easy it was to disappear in plain sight. Teachers forgot his name. Neighbors forgot his face. Even his parents forgot, sometimes, that he was still sitting at the table long after the food had gone cold. When people did notice him, it was usually for the wrong reasons: too quiet, too strange, and too sensitive for a world that rewarded noise and cruelty. By the time he was grown, he understood something most people never did. Some people don't become monsters. They are made invisible until something inside them breaks. He became a social worker. It seemed ironic enough to be funny. He listened to stories no one else wanted to hear. Men who stared too long at the floor. Women whose voices trembled when they spoke about childhoods that never really ended. People who had learned to survive by folding themselves smaller and smaller. And sometimes, while listening, he felt it. That quiet, nauseating recognition. A man describing the thrill of herding animals as a child. A woman smiling as she spoke about manipulation, about control. A client who said, casually, "I don't think I feel guilt. I just learned how to fake it." They all said different things, but their eyes said the same thing his once had. He didn't kill them right away. First, he watched. He waited. He listened for the moment when their mask slipped, when cruelty peeked through like a grin they couldn't quite suppress. He looked for the version of himself that might have existed if one small kindness hadn't intervened, if one teacher hadn't asked, "Are you okay?" If one stranger hadn't once treated him like he mattered. When he was sure, he invited them somewhere quiet. The killings were never violent in the way people imagine. No rage. No pleasure. Just a steady, solemn tenderness, like closing the eyes of someone already lost. He whispered apologies as he worked. "I know why you're like this," he told them. "I know how it feels." He didn't see himself as a judge. He saw himself as an interruption. Each time he killed, he felt both lighter and heavier. Lighter because the world felt safer by a fraction. Heavier because every face he erased was a mirror he could no longer escape. Their expressions haunted him, not fear, but recognition. "You're like me." The police called him meticulous, clinical, detached. They were wrong. He cried after every death. Years passed. The bodies formed a pattern no one could quite name. Men and women from different cities, backgrounds, and professions, connected only by something invisible. Psychologists debated. Profilers argued. No one thought to look at the helper who stayed late, who volunteered for the hardest cases, who listened too well. Until one evening, a new client sat across from him. Young, nervous, soft-spoken. "I'm scared of myself," the client said. "Sometimes I think I could hurt someone. I don't want to, but I feel it in me." The room went quiet. For the first time in years, the killer felt his hand shake. He saw it instantly, not the monster, not the cold emptiness he recognized in others, but fear. Real fear. The kind that meant a conscience was still alive. He remembered himself at that age. Alone. Confused. One step away from becoming someone else entirely. He did not invite the client anywhere quiet. Instead, he leaned forward and said the words no one had ever said to him. "Feeling capable of harm doesn't make you evil. Choosing not to be, that's what matters." That night, he went home and stared at his reflection for a long time. He realized then the terrible truth he had avoided for years. He had stopped killing monsters. He had been killing possibilities. The next morning, he walked into a police station and confessed. In court, when asked why he did it, he didn't talk about justice or protection or morality. He said only this: "I killed the people I saw myself in, because I was afraid of who I might have become if someone hadn't loved me first." He was sentenced quietly. No spectacle. No final speech. Sometimes, in prison, he receives letters. From former clients. From strangers. From the young man who once sat across from him and chose a different path. Those letters are his punishment and his mercy. And at night, when the lights go out, he wonders, bitterly, gently, how many of his victims might have been saved if someone had seen themselves in them first.